Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Warren Canonigo, and you're watching Warren Stays and Waves. Happy Easter Sunday to all my viewers. I hope you're enjoying the celebration today. In my end, my way of celebrating Easter Sunday is to present to you the opening installment to a three-part series about Safe Haven Addiction Treatment and Recovery Village. And I have right here a hero and an angel, the director of the said facility. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. EMMANUEL LLENOS. Hi, Sir Eman.
Yeah, good morning. Happy Easter Sunday to you.
Happy Easter to you. How are you today? It's Easter Sunday 2021.
I'm happy. Actually, I'm really happy. Last Thursday, I was invited by RTC DOH for female drug patients. And it was a good thing for me to share my story and to be able to promote awareness and hope. And just like today, you having me as your guest, I'm really happy and honored. Thank you.
Thank you very much for really making the time and for honoring the invitation. How important is this guesting? How important is this talk show to you and for the facility in general?
Very important. Nowadays there are lots of broken, hurting, wounded souls, not only in Cebu City but the entire country. And being able to spread hope and awareness would really help not only us as individuals, but especially to families who have loved ones suffering from addiction and who are broken and hurting.
Yeah, that is really true.
I'm really inspired to be your guest for today's Easter Sunday.
Yes, and you really deserve to talk about it because you're part of the institution, you're part of the organization. By the way, speaking of which, can you tell us in a capsule the story of Safe Haven Addiction Treatment and Recovery Village?
Actually, Safe Haven started like almost 6 years ago, and a group of recovering people started this facility. And after a couple of months, Pastor Bong led the advocacy, because you know what, most facilities are really into punishment, and I don't know how to say this one, but not so loving and maybe judgmental. Because I used to be in those kinds of facilities. I've been into treatment and rehabilitation for 6 times. So I can truly say that one with conviction. So almost 5 years ago when I joined Safe Haven, I heard that the program is loving, non-judgmental, and Christ-centered. And it's rare for you to find the kind of program. So I joined them, and it helped me to recover as well. Because right now I'm on my 6 year of being sober and clean from addiction. And I can see that a lot has recovered because of this loving program. A lot of suffering addicts are not bad people. If you take away the addiction, you can see the good in them. So modesty aside, we have helped a lot of suffering addicts recover in life, not through punishment, but through love, understanding, and non-judgmental way of treating them and helping them.
It really makes sense, Sir Eman, to know that the people working in the facility are, well, not all of you, but many of you who are members of the organization, the ones who running the facility, have an experience with how it is to be, victimized, how it is to be in the pit of addiction and to recover from it. So I believe that's very effective, in helping others because you can relate to them. And that's the reason why there's less judgment, just like what you said.
That's
So
correct.
yeah, I believe in what you said. And among those who I believe are also deserving to have your position, how come you're the one there, being the director and you're also groomed as the general manager? What paved a way for you to be in that position?
Actually, I didn't come here to have this kind of position because my heart just telling me that I should be here to help other suffering addicts because I do believe that this is my mission in life. I didn't dream of becoming an addict. When I was little, or when I was in elementary, high school, or when I was studying, I've always dreamed of becoming a pilot, a basketball player, or an engineer, and I didn't dream of becoming an addict. So when I suffered with addiction, and now that I am recovering, I told myself that this is my mission in life. So when I came here, I just started as a gater, as an orderly. I used to open and close gates, and because my main point was if I could only talk to suffering addicts, even though I just open gates, work as an orderly or as a guard, at least my story could help or inspire them. So basically, Pastor Bon, the president, saw my sincerity and my loyalty, and eventually he assigned me this position as a recovery coach. At times I have this, not doubts because I do believe in myself. I do believe that God is with me. But when you are in a higher position, the attachment and the connection with the clients is not that often because we have other bigger things to do. But if God would so allow me to have this position to be able to help more, then I would accept it because who am I not to accept the mission God has given me? So maybe my loyalty and my heart with the skills I'm still learning. I'm doing a lot of trainings to enhance my skills. But what brought me here to where I am now is my heart to help. My heart to help. My sincerity to really help those who are suffering because not all has the heart to really help suffering addicts because mostly, and I can't blame them, when they see an addict, they'll judge right away. Oh, that person is an addict, that person is trash, that person is a menace to society. But we, suffering addicts, we've been there. Nobody wants to be bad. Nobody was born to be bad right away. We were just victims. And you know what? Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. So we are here. God save us to help those who are still suffering from addiction. I hope I answered the question.
Yes, you did. And I have realized that what you're doing is not just a job. It's not just something that you do to somehow survive and provide for yourself and your family, but it's an avenue where you display passion and compassion. And I know that kind of job that you do entails a lot of sacrifice on your part.
Yes. But it's okay because as long as you have the passion, the heart really help. Sacrifices, it doesn't really matter anymore because once you're able to help people and their families, suffering addicts and families recover in life, it's more than money. Honestly, we don't really earn much here, but God has been so good to us. God will just provide. As long as you have the heart to help people, there is a God that will really take care of you. And I've been here for 5 years plus, and even though I'm just earning a little, I can still eat 3 times a day. I can still help my families in a way. And sometimes my brothers and sisters will just support me because they're happy. As long as I'm able to recover and help others recover, then my family's just there to help me.
So definitely what you do every day is heroic. And speaking of heroic things that you do every day for your patients and your clients, I'm sure my subscribers, my viewers would like to know what are the specific services that you offer to those who are in need of your help, love, and support.
Okay, basically what we do here is help people suffering from drug addiction, alcohol addiction, behavioral issues, and people with addiction to gambling. And we also help people suffering from depression. Actually, our main services is for people suffering with the disease of addiction. But there were times that people were brought here with behavioral issues, and modesty aside, we were able to help them recover. If you know Berta of Cebu, actually,
Yeah.
he's suffering from addiction, depression, and mental issues. And I was so fortunate to be assigned as his recovery coach. At first, it was really hard for us, because Berto was not really cooperative. He would just stay inside his room, and he has this issues with self-esteem. But because of the loving program and loving community that we have here, he was able to feel that people here are not judging him. People here would not tease him or would not make fun out of him. So and there was this time, like almost a month, he asked me this. He told me that, you know what, the reason why I'm starting to go out inside this room, because I can feel the love and sincerity of this place. So I think I'll be able to recover here. And after that one, ever since that day, he is really doing good. And by this month, April, he will be graduating, and he will be able to receive his first allowance or salary. Because right now, starting his 5th month, he was already starting working in the office as a receptionist. So every time, if there will be calling or inquiries, he will be the one who's going to answer the phone first. Then that's it. He'll pass it to us. But the good thing is, he has the heart to stay, to recover, and be able to make his story as an inspiration to those who are still lost in life. Kuya Berta is an instrument of hope.
Exactly.
People will think that for many years, that person will not recover because for 20 years he has been a street dweller. No, you can see Kuya Berta. And before Kuya Berta arrived, actually there were already lots of Kuya Bertas, but they were not famous. We have helped a lot of Kuya Bertas before, but they were not famous, and they are really doing good in life now. But with Kuya Berta, it's because he is only famous, and that is why. But modesty aside, we have helped a lot, similar to Kuya Berta. So there is always hope in life, regardless.
Exactly. And talking about Berta, Kuya Berta, even before he was cradled by your institution and was transformed into, a better individual, he was featured in a lot of viral videos. And a reliable source even told me that he was also featured in Kapuso Mo Jessica Soho. And I believe that happened before he was admitted to your institution, right? So back then, when he was featured, he was not well yet. He was not fit yet.
Kapuso Mo Jessica Soho, I think that time he was still 1 month with us.
Okay. So he was already in your facility.
That's the reason. Actually, it was the staff of Jessica Soho who called us because they were amazed on the transformation of Kuya Berta. Because they found out about Kuya Berta, and when they saw the transformation of Kuya Berta within a month, so they called us right away. They communicated with us, and that's how it started. That's how he was featured at KMJS.
Okay, thank you. To our viewers who would like to know more about Kuya Berta, don't worry because I will also be interviewing him by next week. So we'll get to know more about his journey. So now we should all be excited for that. But going back to the services you mentioned earlier, I also noticed, I could remember you posted something in Facebook, and based on my understanding of that post, you are also offering services to old people, senior citizens, right? So part of the village is also intended for our senior citizens.
Yeah,
Oh,
correct,
that's
correct.
true.
Actually, yeah, correct. We are offering help to our lolos and lolas. We call it geriatrics. But right now they are uh, it's already been 2 months since they've been transferred to Lapu-Lapu City. So it's been 2 months, and we are also offering help not only to the suffering addicts but also to our grandparents. But
Mm,
it's a support place. It's located in Lapu-Lapu City,
ah.
but it's still a safe haven.
Where is Safe Haven located right now?
San Jose Road, Talamban, Cebu City.
Ah, okay. Do you have a different branch? Is there a different
Uh,
facility?
Actually, there's a lot from Mindanao and Luzon who's asking about safe haven and why there's only like one branch of addiction treatment. And it's part of our plan to have another branch in Luzon and in Mindanao. And we are really praying that God will provide us more blessings so that we can operate not only here in Cebu but also the Visayas, Luzon, and Mindanao.
Aside from Kuya Berta as one of the most substantial and meaningful faces of the facility, and you, of course, as a director, who else do you think is another highlight case or another person who have recovered, another how do you call another showcase from your institution? Is there another one who has a memorable story too, aside from Kuya Berta?
Almost a lot, everyone.
Almost
The
everyone is really
here. If you want, if someday if you could visit us here, more than my story. Actually, we have a female recovery coach here, but right now she's pregnant, so she's on leave. She was raped a couple of times. She was thrown. She was beaten up. Very inspiring story that you could not really believe how she was able to recover. You know, if you're gonna hear his story, you cannot control yourself but cry. How could this woman recover from such tragedy? You know,
Mhm.
she grew up here, but went to the States, and she committed drug related crime there. Went back here, and she was abused a couple of times by habal-habal drivers, by taxi drivers, by drug pusher, you know, and she never thought that she would recover. And right now, she is almost, I think, 3 years clean and sober, and she's having a new baby.
Wow, that's an amazing story. So, you of course you are of course open to um, projects and how do you call this outreach activities by different organizations. Like, let's say, for example, if a particular group of teachers would visit your facility and run a program and do some pep talks and give gifts to the clients, you're also open to that, right?
We have always been open, Warren. We have always been
That's
open
great.
with invitations.
Speaking of being open, what are the different ways of reaching out to you, communicating to you? So aside from the Facebook page, you have a Facebook page, of course. I will run the screenshot of the Facebook page of Safe Haven, Addiction Recovery, and Addiction Treatment and Recovery Village. Then you also have, in your Facebook page, you already have the phone number there. We can already see the address and email. Okay. So they can actually see all the details in the Facebook page. Okay.
Yeah, they can call my number if they want. I can give them my number if they want.
Okay. So what's your cell phone number? So you can also contact directly Sir Eman. Number Sir
The
Eman?
number is 0995 091 2956. 0995 091 2956.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sir Eman, for gracing the screen today. I am equally excited to be interviewing Kuya Berta. next week. And the following week would be, of course, the president, right? The president of the institution. We have Pastor, what's the name of Pastor?
Pastor Bong Ronnie De Los Santos.
Okay, to, of course, culminate the 3-part series of Safe Haven, Addiction Recovery, and Addiction Treatment and Recovery Village. Thank you very much for your time. And thank you subscribers who requested for this. I hope you enjoyed the first installments. We have second episode and third episodes.
Dear fans.
Yeah. Have a great day. How are you gonna celebrate the rest of the Easter Sunday?
I'll be spending lunch with my family now. Actually, they're waiting. My mom, my kids, my wife. They're waiting. We're gonna eat.
I'm sure they're excited for your arrival in the venue. Thank you, Sir Eman. Have a great day. See you soon.
Blessed day.
Thank you.